toys and stuff.
So,
like that.
so is there a specific regulation for anything over 300 grams or whatever? I mean,
Yeah,
if I go to the gadget shop today and buy myself a drone, can I just go into my backyard and let it fly?
Not if it's equipped with a camera.
Okay.
So if there's a camera on a drone, you're never allowed to fly it without the specific permissions.
Oh, really?
Or in a hobbyist specialized areas like a flying zone that is specified for hobbyists. So you can fly there, at free will, whenever you want. But
and Rabih, these are fairly new rules, aren't they?
Well, a couple of years in the UAE, yeah.
So if I get a gift today, I get a drone, and a pretty nice commercial drone, and it's over 300 grams because it's a nice one with a nice camera and so on and so on. What do I need to do to try it out, to get it operational or whatever it is, without getting in trouble?
Registering it with the Dubai Civil Aviation if it's in Dubai, and the General Civil Aviation, which is in Abu Dhabi. So
seems quite complicated.
It is very complicated. It's very well regulated, and it's for the benefit of all of us.
Yes, of
you
course.
You don't want drones flying everywhere.
Of course.
We've seen some of the airports in the UK shut down over this, so it makes sense, like you say.
So it's not really a place to have fun with drones.
No. You have to drive, depending where you live, to reach a safe location to operate your drone.
Okay, and we have this live on Facebook, so if you want to check out Rabih's drone, and I must tell you, it was not what I was expecting it to look like. It's kind of a giant football octagon-y type cage.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't even know what to call it.
It reminds me of the Epcot Center because of that, that kind of dome structure.
It's a dome. Yeah, just explain to us, Rabih, for people who can't see the drone, what it.
All right, so
looks like.
that spherical shape is to protect the drone and what we're inspecting. So it's meant to go indoors and inspect confined spaces.
Okay.
So if I want to inspect an AC duct, for instance, there's no way you can inspect it any other way, or you have to send robotics that crawl on it. But if I'm inspecting a flare, for instance, for a utility company or oil and gas, so that structure is either too hot or too dangerous for human to be in. So usually you need to be in a hazmat suit, or you need to ventilate this for 2 weeks, which translates to loss of money for the client. So this will replace health and safety issues because you're not risking.
And this thing can withdraw high temperature?
It can handle up to 70 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
So it's not bad. I mean, we haven't pushed it beyond, but the manufacturer even haven't tested beyond 52. But we've tested at 70 degrees and it works. You can send it underground for, again, anywhere that you shouldn't be sending humans. This is what we're trying to do. So, health and safety is very important. And everybody buy into that you don't want to send people underground. You don't want to send people into tunnels. You don't want to send people into shafts.
Of course.
You send a drone.
Wow.
They don't feel any pain. So.
And how did you manage to become one of the top 10 best drone companies in the world? Like you said, the regulations here are different to other parts of the world. What makes Falcon Eye drones one of the top 10 best?
Well, regulations are tough, but at the same time, they helped us a lot. So because it's such strict regulations, very few company wants to invest and get complicated with this. But we started before regulations.
Yeah.
So we had no choice, and we evolved with these regulations. So that gave us, since we were the first one here as well, so that gave us a kind of a first mover advantage. And we always aimed at being number one and one of the best. So hiring the best team, setting up the best strategy, we always planned as if we were a larger organization, and we always served a big client, and that was, the focus of our business.
Yeah.
And in a new industry, if you're doing well and you're customer focused, then it's not that hard to achieve, really.
And I guess, drone usage is becoming more and more commonplace.
Yes.
You see people taking their drones on holiday all the time now.
Yeah.
And this, we're not talking about people who are specialist, content creators. This is, everyday people who are buying drones. Do you see them becoming like our smartphones? Are we going to be using drones constantly?
Yes.
And even people like me who don't know, can't really use technology
yes.
very well?
They will. I mean, the thing is they're getting smarter and smarter. And I do believe that we're all going to be using drones very soon. So logistics, transportations, all our deliveries in the coming years will be done by drone. We already know that in few industries, it's already known that drones will replace it completely. But I think that we don't expect is, in my opinion, in 5 years, within the time we had this conversation, we've seen at least 10, 15 drones just doing deliveries outside our window.
Outside the window. Well, one of the things that we're seeing more and more of is in the medical field.
Yeah.
People, they're transporting organs in places with drones, aren't they now? And like you said, food deliveries are becoming commonplace. They tried it with a few pizza companies, I think, around the world.
Yeah, I mean, it was more of a publicity stunt. Even the big names are still, in early stages, mostly because of regulations and infrastructure, because where does the drone land is the biggest problem. So it will come here, and like you said, for medical, the number one drone company in the world right now delivered bloods. So so it's definitely becoming a covering needs. Places in Africa where
it's remote, isn't it? It's remote places where you need blood
it's where,
urgently.
and car can't get there. So what do you do? So they're sending drones, sending blood, sending organs, sending medicine.
What's next then? If it's going to be likely that we see drones up and down this window here in Dubai, is it just food deliveries that you think, Rabih, or do you think there's other uses that we might see them, particularly in this region?
Yeah, I mean, we're heading towards an unmanned industry. From our cars to everything. So trucks will be unmanned, and so will drones. So we will never use large flying machines to do all our deliveries, but the last mile, what they call it, will be by drones, because you want to avoid driving the city. The last mile is you reach your warehouse, and from there you send it with a drone.
That's interesting, because we had a company like Fetcher last week that specializes in the last
they're
mile.
definitely looking into it. Yeah, so Fletcher would be going. They're definitely already looking into it. Everybody is. All the big names, all the delivery companies, they're looking into it. Some of them started 4 or 5 years ago, but they knew that there's a huge hurdle.
It's coming.
When will the human transportation come in?
That is going to be very soon. I mean, considering how much money is being thrown at this, there's a huge money. There's at least 20 companies, 20 startups worldwide that are very, very serious, with hundreds of millions of investments already. Airbus and Boeing already have prototype.
Personal carriers.
2 to 3 people.
Wow.
It's more of a taxi
it's
system.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. But there's a company called the name escapes me right now, but Larry Page is the main funder, and
anything Larry Page funds is going to work.
So they already have a working machine. You take it, not for cities, so you take it for fun. You sit in it, you fly around your lake house.
That's still amazing.
Your lake house.
That exists, yeah. So
wow. Okay, well, that's all we've got time for. Rabih Rached is the MD of Falcon Eye Drones, and it's been a really interesting conversation. I know people were getting in touch on Facebook. They wanted to see the drone, so we've moved it next to Rabih, so you can all see it.
Is it obvious?
I think so. I mean, that structure is incredible. But thank you so much.
Quite cool, with the gyro. Yeah, nice.
So hold it up. We're being told to hold it up. They want to see it properly. Okay.
I don't know where the camera is.
It's over there. It's over there. The one on you is over there. But yeah, it looks incredible, and I can't wait till I'm operating a drone. I'll be like, I just want a coffee. Just get my drone over there and bring it
You don't
round.
need to tell it to get your coffee, because soon they just fly themselves.
Yeah.
So,
oh my goodness.
There's minimum control today, so it will be all automated soon.
You know what's nice about these things, quickly now to finish? It's that from a safety perspective, this thing being so light, you can just, I don't know, maybe I watch too many movies. You can just put a parachute on this thing and you can make sure it never crashes.
Well, they're light enough that even if they crash, they won't hurt you. So, this one.
Well, if you're on them, they
George,
will.
George is trying to open a sideline.
Larry, if you're listening.
Well, congratulations. Rabih Rached is the MD of Falcon Eye Drones, one of the top 10 best drone companies in the world. Thank you so much for coming on Starting Up.
Thanks, Rabih.